Today I'm going to share with you the story Kaitie the Courageous, written by Amy Russo, illustrations by Karen Erasmus. A story inspired by Kaitie, an idea from Alice, brought to life by Amy with the support and guidance of Kimberly. This book is written for the families and friends of children who are diagnosed with mucopolysaccharidosis. Kaitie the Courageous. This is Alex, and he tells the story. I was born in a hospital, a place Mum and Dad knew lots about. A fuzzy-haired baby with eyes bright and wide. That was where I first saw her, my sister Kaitie, and I loved her right away. As I grew, Kaitie stayed the same, meeting in the middle, though not for long. We were pirates, princesses and space explorers, stretching across exciting lands. In our favourite place, we play on the Murray with Granny and Pa, chasing the bright white cockatoos under the clear blue sky. In the afternoon, when the sun begins to set, Kaitie is tired and her body feels stiff and sore. She needs her wheelchair for walking, and tales of the high sea seem so far away. Kaitie has mucopolysaccharidosis, a long word, said mu-co-poly-sac-a-ride-o-sis, a disease that makes her special, but it's not always very fun. When Kaitie was born, there were signs that showed that she might be different. She couldn't stand up straight. Her walk was a little funny. She moved differently to other children, up high on her tiptoes. Her stubborn legs couldn't move the way she wanted. At the clinic, they noticed she didn't grow like other children, and her hands were curved as though she were clutching a toy. A nurse checked her over, noticing a small lump sat upon her back and one on her belly. Though it was hard to understand, putting a name to her pain helped Mum and Dad. Mucopolysaccharidosis, the doctor said. It means lots of appointments and sometimes operations to help keep Kaitie both healthy and happy. Long are the days spent in the hospital surrounded by many people who help Kaitie. There are some for her breathing and some for her eyes, some for her ears, her chest, her tummy, her hands, her toes and her nose. Kaitie and I play on the iPad while we wait. Sometimes the waiting is hard. Sometimes Kaitie cries, and sometimes I cry too. We wish we were at home. Alex doesn't like waiting. Kaitie sees her doctor in the clinic. He always asks lots of questions and looks at different spots. Kaitie has to lie very still sometimes, and other times try to move the way he wants. She tries so hard. Between doctors, we march down to the playroom, needing a break from all the pokes and prods. On the way back up to the clinic, we spy Zoe. She is having enzyme replacement therapy and comes in every week for her treatment. It runs straight into a special tube in her chest. This means she can't play outside for a few hours. And some children and adults with MPS will have enzyme replacement therapy. Andrew is in the room opposite, finishing his treatment for a bone marrow transplant. After almost 6 months, he can't wait to go home. I show him my new magic tricks, and his giggles erupt into loud laughter. It feels good to make he and Kaitie laugh. Andrew makes me think of the photos of Kaitie, the ones from before I was born. That was when she had her biggest challenge. Mum and Dad and Kaitie went on a big aeroplane, staying a long time in Sydney. Kaitie had to have medicine that made her very sick. It even made her hair fall out. Mummy shaved her hair too, so Kaitie didn't feel alone. After a very special thing called a cord blood transplant, Kaitie started to get better. In the car on the way home, we are always happy. Mum sings silly songs and Kaitie cackles her devilish laugh, and I smile to myself. It marks the longest time until we need to visit again. This makes us all feel like we're on top of the world. After a very long day, we are all back home in the garden, looking up at the sky, watching the clouds. Mel finds lions, where Granny sees enormous cupcakes. Dad sees boats, where Mum finds fluttering butterflies. Kaitie sees dragons, where I find motorbikes. I feel the warm sun on my face. This is my favourite time of day, because I know we are all going to be okay. In the back of the book, there is a special poem that I wrote for Kaitie, called Perfectly Imperfect. Pure and gentle, our sweet baby girl, born with a secret deep inside. You've taught me more than I imagined I could learn, and taken us on a wild ride. Led me places I'd never have gone, made me stand and be heard because you couldn't speak, and fought for your place to belong. You're my rainbow after the storm, my princess, cheeky, innocent and sweet, with a smile that mends my heart when it's breaking, and a giggle that erases defeat. So you may not be typically perfect, or fit snugly into the world's ideals, but courageous, inspiring is how people see you, facing life with incredible zeal. I'm so glad I get to guide you through life, my perfectly imperfect little one. I know it's a tough road, but I've got your back, forever and always. Your mum.